Hi, and welcome back to the All Scale Slot Car Den. I'm Dennis, and this is episode 27 of Slot Cars What Character? And this episode will feature monster trucks. Monster trucks. This is my series of strange and unusual slot cars manufactured over the years by various slot car companies. And I like to bring them to the spotlight and feature them, and just to let you know what's out there. And this episode of Monster Trucks is going to start off with Marchon's famous Bigfoot, the first monster truck created, and they did a great job with this. This is beautiful. This is Bigfoot. Now, as you can see by him going around the track, he takes up a lot of space. This is an HO scale track, and you could see the space he takes up, that you really can't race side by side with these things. You'll fall off the edge if you put them on the first lane, and unless you have some inner borders and outer borders going around, which I don't. So for me, it's just the second lane or the third lane. Same with the fourth here. You'll fall off the sides if you don't have borders. So your only options are to race in the second and third lanes, the middle lanes, and if you have a 4-lane track. Otherwise, they're almost impossible to race. You can't race side by side, obviously, if you have in lanes 2 and 3 here, because they're just gonna run into each other. And so racing is virtually impossible with these things unless you have maybe a 6-lane track. So whoever has that can race these, and or the more lanes the merrier with these. But aside from that, they're more novelty pieces. But as you can see, they run around the track. So if you want to take it for a spin and just see a monster truck going around, it's fantastic fun, and you'll enjoy it. I put out these cars here for scale. Here's HO scale. That's an Aurora AFX 164 scale. This is a Carrera Go 143rd scale, and that's a Carrera 132nd scale. So let's just see what they look like. Now, this is supposedly Marchon's HO scale, which is in the ballpark when you put it next to an HO slot car. If you put it next to the 143rd, you'll see that it's not in proportion with that. So it's very much an HO scale car, if you want to call it that. So that's Bigfoot. And he had a companion in the Marchon series. And let's bring his companion out here. His racing competitor was Snakebite. Snakebite. Very beautiful job they did on these. And as you could see what it looks like on the bottom here, Bigfoot's got the same setup. Look at those those connections. It's very unusual, but it works. It does the job. It works. It looks great. Let me get you a closer shot of Bigfoot if I didn't do that. So this is what Bigfoot looks like. And they did a beautiful job. Now, I believe in real life, the Snakebites were actually Bigfoots that they just redesigned so Bigfoot would have somebody to compete against. So that was in the line of Bigfoot. So those were Marchon's first two ever, really, I guess, monster truck slot cars. And back, I believe it was in the 90s, Mattel, who took over the Tyco line, designed some slot cars, but this was purely Mattel, and it's more of a 1/43rd scale. And they had these. They put out a grave digger and a very unusual base to this, and I'll explain that in a second. Let's compare what that looks like next to an HO car. Obviously, that's way too out of proportion for HO. It's more in line with the 1/43rd scale. So I would say that's more truer to a 1/43rd scale, and obviously way too small for 1/32nd. So yeah, this was Mattel's version, and this was fantastic because they had an arena set up. They had a track that was a brown track, a dirt track that looked like a monster truck slot car track. And I have this set up. I'll probably set it up sometime after this video, that I'll make a short probably of this going around, of these cars going around on that, because it's really interesting. They have little places where the monster trucks climb over hills and things, and you could see this action here where it can actually look like it's bobbing up and down, because this base actually would bob up and down as it goes over these hills and things, and can crush cars and things. And it's a nice setup, and it was a great idea by Mattel. And they produced, I believe, 4 different versions of these. Now here's the Gravedigger. Let's see, it reads over here. And Gravedigger also had a companion to race against. There was Batman. Now, if you may have seen this one in my Slot Cars What Character about Batman. A great job on this Batmobile. And as you could see with this, the same setup, the same base for this, that would give a lot of action to their sets. And if you did try to put these in to an HO set, it just won't work. It needs the set that it came with is ideal, actually. Well, not ideal. It's Mattel, but it's more practical for these cars. But they'll run on a 1/43rd scale or 1/32nd, 1/24 scale tracks, but just not HO. They just won't fit in there. So it's close, but if you can make that guide pin a little narrower, they could fit in there and they can run like the Bigfoot and Snake bike cars. So there's that. And Batman had someone to race against in his set, and that was Superman. Superman, with obviously the same base setup, and Superman. Great little job they did with this. And these cars are a lot of fun. I will definitely make that short probably. I'll make a short of the setup. Or maybe I'll make another video of it. We'll see. And not to be outdone by those 3, the 4th one in this series was the Incredible Hulk. The Hulk. Beautiful job. Beautiful job done by the Mattel company, making this Hulk slot car. And great detail on that. And of course, the same base setup. And those were fantastic. And so those were the 4 by Mattel and the 2 by Marchon. There's another company that made some monster truck slot cars, and that was Scalextric. And that was the, they made it in, what do they call it? The super resistant line? Somebody please leave a comment. I'm thinking off the top of my head, it's called super resistant, but you'll get the idea. It's their high impact cars. They can absorb a lot and still keep on going. Nothing really breaks off. They're super, super strong cars and pretty inexpensive too. A great line by Scalextric. And they made a set, and it was called Monster Truck Mayhem, I believe. And the 2 cars in that set were Monster in the USA, not made in the USA, Monster in the USA. And great little set cars. And you could see the guide for there. So that's obviously not going to go into the HO track. And it's for 1/43rd, 1/32nd, 1/24 scale. And let's get these guys back a little bit. Let's put it next to the HO car. Now, you see, it's actually, I believe, was advertised as a 1/32nd scale car. But you see, it's more in line with the HO car. Well, maybe a 143rd. No, a little too small for 143rd, and definitely way too small for to be a 132nd. So it's more appropriate to call it an HO, although they don't, and obviously the guide pin will not allow it to, the guide blade will not allow it to sit in that. And if you want to compare it to Bigfoot here, it's just a little bit larger than Bigfoot, about the same height, and just a little bit larger. But that's, I guess that's one officially 132nd, but more along the lines of HO for Monster in the USA. Now that came as a set car, and the other car in that set was the Beast. And this was the other Scalextric set car in Monster Truck Mayhem. Nicely run. These run very, very nice and smooth and quiet. You wouldn't be able to to realize how great these things run. I mean, you think, oh, they're cumbersome. You saw the Marchon car going around. Obviously, that's like, I don't know, 30 years old or something. And these are a little bit more newer, maybe 10 or 15 years old. And but they run very smooth, very quiet. Obviously, they're top heavy, so you have to watch it going around the turns, but they're a lot of fun. And once you get into a rhythm, you can have a lot of fun with them. And a great product. And it's high impact. You know, if you want to give it to the kids and they can race it around the track, it rolls. And if you take those corners being too fast and top heavy, it'll roll on you, and it's a lot of fun. I really, really love what they did with these. And now, after that Monster Truck Mayhem set, they came out with some extra cars in their High Impact series, or whatever it's called. And they released a few more. And this one was Rattler. And nice, beautiful work they did with this. And again, very solid, very nice, very smooth running monster truck. You would not believe it. It's a great product. I really love these. These are probably some of the best Scalextric that I've seen, you know, best running, nice and smooth. Scalextric makes some nice products, but you would think for this it would be toy-like, but it's got some weight to it, and it runs very nicely. I can't speak enough of that. Now they actually made a couple more in this line, and this one, and I'm trying to read the name. Is that Shark Bite? Predator. Excuse me, I went blank there for a second and I couldn't read it through the camera. It's Predator. And also nice work they did. Nice. Beautiful car, and just like the others from Scalextric, nice and beautiful, silent, quiet, smooth running, and high impact. Can take a licking and keep on ticking. Nothing breaks. And I love these cars. And there is one more in that line. And that one is Growler. This, I believe, is my favorite. I love this one. Growler. Really nicely done. Very nicely done. So there you have it. Those are the monster trucks that have been made over the years. If you know of any more, let me know. But this is all I'm aware of. So this might be it. Yeah, send me a comment if you know of another monster truck that exists that I don't have here, because I'd be very interested in knowing about that. And I hope you enjoyed this and learned a little something about slot cars, what character, monster trucks. And have fun with your slot cars, whatever you're racing, whatever you're doing, just having fun. enjoy and have a great day and enjoy your slot cars. Take care.